and gentlemen, welcome back to another exciting day of podcasting. Dabo presents Detroit Bullseye Sports. And unfortunately, what we saw a little bit during the course of this past weekend was a lot of bullseye sports. Because you know what? The Detroit Lions laid one, but yet, hope is still there. Jack Barthwell, say hello to the listening audience.
What up, Detroit?
All right, and our other famous leader, Mark Jones, should be calling in on the phone. Mm-hmm. James Wardell is going to be sliding into the casting crew pretty soon. So let's talk about it, Jack. Detroit Lions lost. We had them winning. Green Bay looks invincible, but are we kind of like putting a little too much velocity on both sides?
Yeah, I think this is a classic week one overreaction candidate and discussion that I've heard most of the week.
Yeah.
I mean, did the Lions look worse than expected, even if you had expected them to lose or not necessarily win that game? Yeah, they didn't look great.
I didn't see this coming, Jack.
No, and I mean, even if you thought they were going to lose or if it was going to be a close game, I don't think anybody saw a comprehensive, ass whooping.
I saw that ass whooping that Kansas City got, but I didn't see what.
Right, and even then, score-wise, it looked better than. Now it was comprehensive, but score-wise, it looked better.
Absolutely.
But for the Lions, I think there are a couple things to truly be concerned about. I think the number one thing that they should be concerned about is the offensive line. If Frank Ragnow was truly holding the line together like it appears he may have been, then the Lions are actually in trouble. Because, Grant Glasgow is okay, and has always been, okay.
He's been a borderline starter backup. That's what he should be.
He's a sixth line, essentially.
He's a sixth line.
Yep. And now he is thrust into the most important offensive line. First or second most important offensive line.
Absolutely.
And the returns there were not great. Having said that, we know that the Packers have a really good defensive line. We know that once they added Micah, you have to change your protections when he's in, and that leaves other dudes on an island.
Pause for a second. And as I'm talking about this, I'm looking at you, Hollywood. In the time that Sewell has been here, I've never seen him get beat as bad as he did by Michael Parsons.
Michael Parsons is that deal.
He's him.
Michael Parsons is him.
He's him.
And I mean, hats off to Penei Sewell. He is probably at worst the third best right tackle.
But I saw the tight end chipping on Parsons.
Right.
Sewell had him.
Yeah.
He splits the double team.
Yeah.
And goes to pressure.
That's what I'm saying.
Jared Goff.
That's what I'm saying. Sewell is at worst the third best right tackle in the league. Michael made him look like he was a rookie and it was his first time in the NFL.
He is so quick coming off the line. He literally makes people look as if they're standing in quicksand.
Yeah, I mean he is that good, and his pass rush is that advanced. I mean, you just have to tip your cap to him because there was nothing anybody was doing. It looks like there was nothing anybody's gonna be able to do with him this year. If he was manhandling Sewell like that on what he played? 17 snaps, 18 snaps?
29 snaps.
It might get ugly. And if it gets ugly, then okay, fine. It looks like the Packers are a top 5, NFC team. Okay, fine. You tip your cap and you go back to drawing board and win. But the secondary also looked a little shaky. And that is concerning.
Is that concerning because pass rush didn't give the secondary? They gave him. It was too much time.
It is both parts of it. There's no pass rush, so they have to cover for 5-6 seconds, which you can't
do in the NFL.
But also they weren't. It's not like they were Velcro to these dudes, and Jordan Love was just throwing heat seekers in there.
I mean, look,
some of these dudes were running like what and.
I saw seam routes open all day.
Robert Kraft might still be open, or was it the tight end might still be open. So, Hollywood, what you think, man?
Wait a minute, before you talk, Hollywood, you know what? We would do you an injustice. That's true. If we didn't bring your theme music up, man.
That's right.
You're the only brother that we have, man, anywhere that gets theme music. Oh, look, man. This is some African.
Oh,
Like
hey,
Shaka Zulu music right here.
Switch up. Yeah. For the season.
I'll say, what up, though, Detroit?
What up, you?
Yeah. Oh, I couldn't wait to get in here. I know Michael Parsons, he did say, you know, Hollywood swinging.
My boy got a remix for the new season.
Yeah,
I love it.
that's a
Yes,
big
sir.
thing.
Yes, sir.
Detroit, what up, though? But I say this, man. Now, Michael Parsons did do some stuff, but, you know, Sewell handled him too a little bit. But for Jared Goff, he's going to have protection. And he got to be able to stand up a few more seconds.
Good point, Alan.
To get that ball off.
Good point.
If he's not, we're gonna be in trouble.
It's gonna be a long season.
It's gonna be a long season. And me and Jack was talking off the record, and I was telling Jack, we must win that game Sunday because we potentially could be 0-3. Because we gotta go to Baltimore
On Monday night.
on Monday Night Football. And the way Baltimore is playing,
The Ravens are at least number 1, 2, or 3 as far as overall.
oh man, but Jack said, look, what we gonna do? Because the receiver's gonna get clear. Then you can turn your back. There he go. We could possibly be 0-3.
It could get ugly.
You know what? And we are huge fans of the general manager for the Detroit Lions, correct?
Yes.
You know, and it ain't because he's a brother. It's just because he's
It's
damn
just
good.
because he's damn good.
All right. So now we have to criticize him on this point. And I'm not necessarily going to fault him for what? The offensive line, because it looks like he knew in advance that this potentially was going to happen, right?
Yeah.
So he had his guy from last year.
Yep.
You know what? He's got the rookie that he drafted from Arkansas.
Correct.
Yep.
He knew that he had to put Glasgow back to the center position.
Yep.
Yes.
However, the Detroit Lions had 4 pressures on the quarterback.
4 sacks.
All
4
game.
pressures for the entire
All
game,
game.
Yeah.
for which 2 they only made contact with twice
Yes.
with the quarterback. Brad, why didn't you go out and grab somebody for the opposite side of the line? You had a guy in-house that, guess what? Your arch nemesis right now, the Philadelphia Eagles, said,
Yeah.
we'll take him.
Yeah, we'll take him. Y'all don't want him. That was
Yeah.
almost exactly.
Yeah, exactly what they did.
I would have to. You know, obviously, I am the resident non-Lions fan. Even as an outsider, Brad Holmes has done an excellent job.
Done a great job.
He's done a great job. Excellent.
But this is a miss. This is a glaring hole in the team that had a, at least on paper, ready-made solution,
Yeah.
and he chose not to do it. I don't know why. I don't know if it was, they decided they didn't want to give him the number that Philly gave him, or the incentives that Philly ended up giving him. I don't know, but it ain't his money. I don't know. That one doesn't. Okay, and even if you don't sign Za'Darius, somebody.
You got to sign. If we don't get no pass rush, and that's what happened, because they wouldn't get no pass rush. Now, I ain't taking nothing away from Jordan Love. He's a great quarterback.
He's a very good quarterback.
That guy,
No question.
that guy can sling that ball, man, like nobody did. Because he ain't hurt now.
Yep.
He ain't injured. And now, brother, we better get it together by Sunday.
Well, here's the other thing too, and we don't have the professor, but I think he'll be coming in shortly, right? Za'Darius Smith, though he was on limited time last year, was still top 10 in pressures.
Right. Yeah.
So I think he only played maybe 10 or 11 games last year, and he was top 10 in pressures.
I don't understand if he's not, why he's not on this roster. I mean, I love it. I would love if we can ask Luther to ask Brad, and we can find out the next time we have Luther on.
You know what? Luther may be saying F us, man.
Right.
Because you know what? We got to ask about Brad now, man.
We got to ask Luther. We got to talk to Luther. Luther called us.
All I'm saying is there is at least one obvious hole on this team that he could have at least address.
Not expecting him to do too. But now here's the other thing, right? That we got to ask ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? We got to have some type of machine that I can bend over, and when I'm wrong, as far as forecasting, it just kicks me in my ass, right? Because I was wrong. I said, man, and I've been saying this for about the last year and a half. Lions ain't gonna re-sign J-Mo. I don't care what he does. Lions ain't gonna re-sign J-Mo. I don't care what he does.
Yeah. And we kept saying, oh no.
Okay.
And they gave him wide receiver one money.
They gave him $89 million.
That was the crazy.
But okay, so now you got J-Mo. Wait a minute now, guys. I got Branch. And let's all assume, right, that Aiden Hutchinson resigns, right?
Well, that's an assumption since they did not get a deal done and will not be negotiated.
However, I just want to state this for the record. Aiden Hutchinson, I love him. You get everything out of your ability. You better have a hell of a season if I'm going to resign you for $50 million, man. Because, and I hate to quote that other radio station because, we don't want to say they're copying, but here's the bottom line, man. If I'm signing you for $50 million, you got to be double teamed. I can't hear no excuses.
Well,
yeah.
But right? At the same time, Reggie,
I would also prefer you don't break your ankle. He got to have help. Where was Marcus Davenport? Well, he ain't had no help last year when you got 7.5 sacks in 4 games.
And that's the point. True. And that's the point that I said early on. And look, you know what? He had offensive tackles that were coming from the school of the blind, man. He wasn't going against second rate,
right?
All pro, right?
That's true.
Pro bowl type tackles.
Well,
he was going against second and third string tackles. And so guess what? Being Aiden Hutchinson, he was doing what he was supposed to do. He was feasting. I'm all about eating everything up that you can, right? But what I'm not about, or what I don't want to do, I don't want to overpay Aiden Hutchinson at this point. I mean, I know what Micah got, and Micah got $50 million. Let me ask you something. Is Aiden Hutchinson my man down in Cleveland? No, because that's a real man right there. You know what? He got an S on his chest, man. And it don't stand for doo-doo. He's Superman.
But wait a minute, Reggie. At this point, we got to sign him. We got to sign him. Because if you let him go, then what?
You're going to give him $50 million, kid?
I'm going to give him $50 million.
Got the Blues in the morning.
Okay? Yeah. I hope give him $50 million. Okay. I'm going to give Aiden Hutchinson $50 million.
Are you giving him $50 million because he's worth it, or are you giving him $50 million because he's next man up?
Yes.
Because I would say he's worth it.
I think it's both. I think, unfortunately, if your agent has convinced you to wait, you are next man up, but you are also worth it because what Bradford traded.
Well, here's the other part.
Can you imagine the buyers?
Plus,
he's also playing a dangerous game because he's coming off injury. Suppose he has a subpar season, he's not going to finish it. He's going to have to prove it.
And for those of you who don't know, that's our other co-host, James Wardell, coming in from the Phantom Zone. If not that, the telephone. Jimmy, say that for us one more time.
One more time.
Coming off of injury, breaking of a leg, he's going to have to prove.
I'm sorry, Jimmy, take your mouth away from that microphone because you are loud right now, brother.
He's going to have to prove it. He's not going to come in and hand it to him. That's why I think Dabo's deal got done first because he had 1,000 yards season last year and little no distraction.
All right, so let's take the supposition. All right, I think we can agree that the Detroit Lions have to sign Aiden Hutchinson. That then means you have Gibbs, Laporta, Campbell, Branch, unsigned.
Branch already got paid, didn't he?
No,
okay.
Branch
did get paid, didn't he?
No.
Kirby
got paid.
Yeah, Kirby got paid.
All right, so gentlemen, at this point in time, who is odd man or odd men out?
Campbell. Jack Campbell.
We losing you, Jimmy.
We're losing you, Jimmy. So repeat that for us.
The
Come on the
linebacker.
station, brother.
The linebacker
We'll
out
see you in
here.
a minute. Yeah, Campbell.
No, but Campbell's the cheapest guy to sign, though.
Okay, but the problem, my other point that I couldn't make earlier, Brad is not about to not re-sign his first round draft pick.
Right.
Flat out.
That ain't
So-
gonna happen.
Flat out.
Okay, so Branch and Gibbs are gone.
I mean, I guess. I don't know.
No, Gibbs ain't going
Well,
nowhere.
okay, but
Brad
we also
goes
don't know where the
for
cap is about to be. We have no idea what the cap
Correct.
is about to be.
I still think if White Chocolate, Tesla,
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
balls out,
sure.
somebody's on the trading line, man.
Sure.
Because you know what? J-Mo is only at $89 million. Is he worth $24 million as a second
You
receiver?
don't get Jamie out of here.
I ain't trying to. No.
Yeah.
A trade. Look, the man.
J-Mo ain't going nowhere.
Look, Holmes supposedly is playing 3D chess while everybody else is playing checkers. That's the tagline that he gives, right? Yeah. If that's happening, then I just want to figure out going forward who's the odd man out or men out.
I guarantee you that if anybody, okay, we're gonna talk personal value. Laporte will probably be out here.
Yeah.
And I tend to agree with you
You
only
find
because.
another tight end.
Well, I think he maybe looks at it this way. I got to have 3 or 4 guys to be able to throw the ball to at any point in time, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
If I draft the White Chocolate,
Yeah.
I've got J-Mo,
Yeah.
I've got St. Brown,
That's 3. And you got Gibbs.
and of all the positions, skill positions out there in football,
Yeah.
it seems as if a tight end can be very impactful as a rookie.
Sure.
Because in the last 5 or 6 years, we've had a bunch of tight ends who have been very, very impactful.
We sure have.
The Lions had 2 of them, right, from the
Yeah.
same school.
Yeah.
So, you know what? I don't know, guys. But anyway, that being said, let's paint it forward as we preview the Detroit Lions and the Chicago Bears. Jack, what do you see, man? What do you see?
Hey, so Caleb Williams looked really good at the beginning of
For the first
Monday Night
15
Football.
plays, yeah.
But honestly, and I watched it some again, and I was listening to what Troy Aikman was talking about. He was just doing a lot of check down Charlie out there. I mean, he had dudes running open that he missed, that he didn't see, even when he was in the midst of
Right.
10 for 10. And then, the July drive was over, your scripted drive was over, and then he had to play football, and I don't know. He still got a whole lot of warts. Now, he was obviously out there running around making plays with his feet and off schedule throws. He's elite at that. But run the offense, dude. If Jared Goff can run that offense, you technically should be able to run this offense.
To quote the Minnesota Viking quarterback from last year, I think Caleb Williams seen ghosts.
I think he was seeing ghosts.
I think he was seeing ghosts.
Flores, I mean, they talked all offseason about Flores and Vikings defense and how it's different every week and how they're positionless and blah, blah, blah. And I mean, Caleb was able to get his shots and he got some body blows on them, but I don't know, man. It did not look. It looked like a whole lot of Chicago Bears football I've been watching my whole life.
Yeah.
And it looked
And
like
then what else? That's when he got brought.
as soon as he was done with the script, it got up.
Well, you know what? I would love to say, give me credit for this next comment, but I have to pass it along to someone else. But in the NFL, you got to be a pocket quarterback first.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be an athlete second. All right.
Yes.
And there's many a wonderful athlete that has come into the NFL, right? But you know what? They all typically fail because they don't know how to make the pocket their own.
Mm.
Caleb Williams, he's been doing stuff off script for a long time.
Yes.
He's going back to his Oklahoma and USC game days, right?
Yep.
If Ben Johnson is not able to break him of his habits, he's gonna be playing backup for somebody, man.
He's gonna be a backup.
Yeah, but you got to, you got the quarterback, you can't play game.
Mark, for those of us,
You run as an option. It help you get out of trouble, or not as, you're not the running back.
That voice of the wilderness, or perhaps God himself, it's not God, but Mark Jones. Mark Jones, welcome aboard, man. Glad to have you online, man. Let me ask you, Mark. Detroit Lions, Chicago Bears coming up. Is this a must win for the Detroit Lions?
It's a must win, not necessarily, because the people have pointed out the Eagles lost 2 games and then went to the finals or whatever. But for the Lions and where they come from historically, they need this win to get them right mentally. If they lose, the city, the newspapers, everybody is going to be down on them, and the pressure is going to start to mount, and it's going to be could be insurmountable. They need this for their own psyche and for the psyche of the community.
Well, you know what?
It's pretty much a must-win situation.
Mark, it'll be insurmountable for this reason. Because the following Monday, you play the Baltimore Ravens, and that's an ass whipping right there.
Exactly.
Plain and simple. So now your Detroit Lions start the season off 0-3. And you know what? I'll be the first one, man. You know what? I've been eating cornbread for a long time now because of these Detroit Lions, man.
Okay.
You know what? I done got that happy juice. I done got a little bit of the Holy Spirit in me, man. It's all blue and silver, right? Well, let me tell you something. These Detroit Lions, if they don't beat the Chicago Bears, and this is not hyperbole whatsoever, this season is over.
Wow.
It's over.
Yeah, I agree. I said all that to say, anything that you say is safely and concisely. The season is over. Boydell, I know you won't believe it. You don't believe it. I know, Jack, you may say it's too early. But I got to go with Reggie on this. If they don't win, it's curtains. So the schedule is going to be too hard for them to go. If they did have the thought that they were going to play, win the first game without playing their record, now they know they got to change. They can't do it, guys. You got to play at least a few downs to be ready for that first game. Not a whole game, not a couple downs. I'm mad today.
All right.
Well, hold on. I don't know about the preseason because most people's starters didn't play. I mean, Green Bay
teams that
Green Bay players didn't play in the preseason either. So it's not.
What did they do differently?
They're a better football team.
They come out with Cheney looking slow. What are they doing differently?
All right. So Mark, let me play devil's advocate with you right now. And so if we haven't heard these comments, you're going to hear them again. It is simple. You have essentially two rookie guards. You got the weakest link on your offensive line who is now playing center. He is responsible for the line shifts that happen on the offensive line. People don't understand how much of a loss Frank Ragnow is. On half a toe, half a right chest, right? He was still better than approximately 28 or 29 other centers in the NFL. His body broke down. And
Did they bring him back? Did they bring him back during the season?
He ain't
coming back.
He ain't coming back, man. I mean, if
He was.
There's only one bone in the throat, and he broke.
Yeah, that was like 4 years ago.
yeah, he broke his hyaloid cartilage. I mean, so that's no big deal. I mean, that's healed. But the man is. That's 2
No,
years
that was
ago.
like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, that's 2 years
Man
ago.
is beat up.
I mean, that man is basically saying, look, if I want to have any type of healthy life as a 50-year-old, which is not old, Mark Jones, it's you continue to give up your body, or you know what, you'll be in a wheelchair by the time you're 60. I mean, and so that's the outlook that he was looking. But you know what, Mark? You and I talked about this earlier on the phone today. Jack, Hollywood, chime in, please. The very status of the Detroit Lions right now, who that game that we saw on Sunday, is this a Brad Holmes scenario he's responsible for? Is this Campbell because he didn't do enough to coach these guys up?
I think it's a little. Oh, you cannot blame Brad Holmes for everything And you cannot blame the coach for everything, but it's both of them. They're both coaches.
Mark is correct. It's both of them.
Well, I mean, you also get the third aspect is players have to execute too. Yeah, I mean, it's obviously a clown car of responsibility. I think you can rank them. I think you can rank Brad highest because this team does have holes. I think my issue with Brad, if I were a Lions fan specifically, would be not the fact that the team has holes, because most teams have holes. Even the Eagles have a hole. You saw it when Jalen Carter got ejected. They look kind of regular when he's not in the game.
He ain't done that.
But the problem Lions fans should be harping on is we all knew there was a hole. There has been a hole, 2 holes, really, 3 holes, really. The 3 main holes, the secondary offensive line and secondary pass rusher,
Yes.
have been the issue since even last season, let alone the offseason, and none of them were sufficiently addressed. I would rank him the highest, but then I wouldn't say it's a majority, it's a plurality.
Right.
But yeah, everybody looked bad.
Howard, go ahead and chime in, man.
I got to chime in on this. They absolutely looked at, it looked like, they had played preseason, right? Now, I won't give them a pass, because, all y'all right, man. Y'all right about everything. But it was like, it was just slow. But that offensive line they got to come together quickly, man. It's gonna be a long season, Mark.
Well, and I think we're also not talking enough about the fact that they've got 2 new coordinators too.
Oh, come on, Jack.
I mean, it's Campbell's system, but it's a new guy brought in from the outside. I mean, they have coached together before, but coming back into things. There's a new play caller on defense.
Yeah.
It is probably going to take a week or 2 extra to gel in that aspect of it too. I mean, there's just a lot of factors going, and it's hard being hunted instead of being the hunter. People have been talking about the Lions, how good they were all off season, and they've been reading their own. And it's hard to not read your own press release. It's hard to sit up here and say, no, we're not actually that good.
But
the Eagles have been trying to do that.
It's hard to repeat, man. Period.
Because they always they got blown out by Washington, and their history tells them that they can't have the big head. I'm frustrated, guys, already.
Well, I'm with Bart. I'm with Jack, because Jack said it right. You got 2 offensive coordinators. You got an offensive coordinator that's new, and you got a defensive coordinator that's new, and it showed in that game.
You know what?
First of all, I ain't no Johnny Morton fan. At least I ain't.
Here's one thing that I will say in his defense. You can't do the rest of your plays in your playbook when you ain't got time.
Right.
I mean, because your bread and butter is running the ball. Your bread and butter is play action, man.
Yeah, if you can't run the ball and you only get a second and a half for play action, to run a play,
ain't nothing you can do.
It's over.
Yeah, but what happened to Stein Montgomery? And not him, you started.
Can't get the ball to him. No, look. They threw the ball to Gibbs 10 times.
I appreciated it, because otherwise my fantasy team would have been sunk.
But guess what? I think they only got to 30 yards.
Yeah, something like
it's
that.
the all-time. It's the lowest per catch average in a game ever in the NFL.
For somebody with 10 catches.
For somebody with 10 catches.
I believe it.
For somebody with 10 catches.
Man, where's Luther? We need to talk to Luther.
Well, listen to this, guys.
Go ahead, Mark Jones.
You can exonerate the coaching staff, the coordinators, because they know what they got. Build a game plan that allows you to succeed.
Well,
You have to
nice.
So you're saying that they know at the beginning of the preseason that this team, the offensive line was terrible.
No. I think they've known since last year that it was going to take a little bit of time for this offensive line to gel and be at their maximum performance. So we've said on this show, Mark, even previously, you know what? This team is probably not going to be good until at least somewhere around halfway through
But
the
why
season.
that's the case? Why give up the preseason?
You're not giving up any preseason, Mark. All I'm saying to you is,
You didn't put them.
but you're not,
That's what you're supposed to
No,
get.
but nobody started
started
playing preseason.
Most teams starters did not start.
Nobody starters played in the regular in the preseason.
But
There's
I don't care about anybody else.
but here's the other part that you have to face.
And the Lions are the ones I'm worried that needed to do it. Maybe everybody else will do. But I don't care about everybody else. I care about
But
other
Chicago
Lions.
did play.
Here's what you've also gotten, Mark.
one game.
You're already
They played on what?
quarter.
you're already insufficient as far as the overall gelling of your offense, right? Can you imagine if Mahogany goes down
Right.
or Glasgow goes down? Now, wait a minute. Nobody's saying that Glasgow is a great center, right? As Jack pointed out earlier, he's the sixth lineman on this team, right? So he is like the emergency backup for three positions. He's a great
play from a couple down, a couple series each game. That's all I'm saying.
But
You didn't have to play in the whole game.
Mark,
But give the guy, give some timing down.
but
Okay, so you got. I'll go along with you guys. With what you guys saying, and now we just gave up. We're giving up one, possibly two season games.
no, Mark,
Okay.
you're not giving up at all. It's going to take this particular lineup, as long as nobody gets hurt. It's going to take you 5, 6, 7 games, man,
I mean,
before they're really cohesive.
everybody's
And we
always
don't
looking
have
at.
5 or 6 good games to give away.
Well, what's the alternative, Mark? You're not going to
I
make that.
just told you, play a few series and then get in the
So, Mark, that's 12 plays. That's not going to do what it takes, man.
I said, I think it's better than what they showed the other night. It could be better than what they showed the other night.
You've got 2 rookies out there, Mark. Name me a team when you got 2 rookie
So
guards.
what you're saying, this team is going to be 8 and 9.
No, nobody. I mean, it's certainly possible.
It's possible. We're not giving away, Mark, but you know what? They're not going to be a great cohesive unit.
I mean, I think you said they're going to be 11-6.
I said 11-6.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I'm still going with 13-4.
And Vegas is saying over under 8.5 now.
Right. Well, it was 9. It was like 9.5 last year.
Yeah.
I have to tell you that you must be crazy. They're not going 13-4.
Well, I haven't taken my lithium yet, so that might be the case then. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Dabo presents Bullseye Sports. You know what we're going to do? We're going to take approximately a 90-second break. We're going to come back and see if there's a parallel with this conversation to another team that's right down 94. We'll be back in about 90 seconds. All right, slide into Michigan. Literally, we have some similar conversations right there with Sharon and the new OC, right? So I think it's almost the same course of
Hey,
conversation.
that Michigan State quarterback, he looked kind of good.
He did look good. He did look good, man.
They looked all right.
You know what? Michigan State probably going to win. 7 to 8 games, man.
Well, let's hold on.
They don't have a super hard schedule, man. I can see them winning 7 games.
I would like to see it. I know that was a nice win, but they did go to overtime with Boston College.
Look, I'm telling you.
Yeah, he did go there.
It looked there were definitely positives to take from it.
We'll say this for here, but I'm telling you, I'd be happy Michigan does 8-4, man.
Well, I still think Michigan is going to be okay. I think that they looked. It was probably the worst version of what they could have looked like, but I still see a path towards them being fine. I do have some coaching concerns about Sharon, but not like,
From the perspective of X and O, or is it the perspective of warehouse?
no, like game theory stuff and when to go for it, that kind of stuff.
I think he needs
He just hasn't played. He just hasn't coached. He doesn't have enough experience.
Right.
Making a call.
I don't think necessarily Jim Harbaugh is that strong, but he broke in at San Diego.
Exactly. Yeah.
A third,
Right.
NAIA
Yeah,
or
exactly.
Division 3 or something like that.
Yeah. He's learning on the job, which is unfortunate for Michigan fans.
He got a whole bunch of scopes on him, man.
But I mean, at the same time, who else would we go hire?
I think he's done an excellent job.
I think he's done. I think it will be fine. And he's done just fine. I think it looked ugly, but it could have looked a lot worse.
I just think it's tough. This Ohio State is tough right now.
I still need to see them. I need to see them play a regular team, not an elite team. No, well, yeah, but I think I just want to see them against like Nebraska or something. Like Texas was a really tough team to start out.
Right.
Right. But Grambling is a scrimmage. And so I need just give me what do y'all look like against somebody? Yeah, right.
Somebody who's got a decent defense, who may be able to drive the ball a little bit.
Yep.
All right.
Exactly.
Jack, go ahead and bring us back in.
Shout out to our board operator Luke, the ones and twos for our tunes going in and out of break. You're listening to Detroit Bullseye Sports presented by Dabo. I'm one of your hosts, Chad Bartholow, joined in studio by Reggie Walker.
Yes, sir.
On the phone with Mark Jones and Jimmy Wardell. We're going to switch gears just a tiny bit. The tone and subjects of the conversation might be the same, but the topic is slightly different. The University of Michigan Wolverines have started out their regular season 1-1 after a primetime national TV loss to Oklahoma Sooners in Norman. All of the goodwill from the first start against New Mexico seems to have quickly evaporated. There were some positives to take from that performance against Oklahoma, but there were certainly a lot more negatives to take. Questions are starting to be asked about the coaching acumen of Sherrone Moore. Questions are being asked about offensive identity, Chip Lindsey, whether or not Wayne Martindale is having the same issue this year that he had last year. So let's get into it. Reggie, what did you think based on your view on Saturday and with a few days to think about it?
To digest it a little bit. You know what? And it's tough for me to say this. Michigan's got a lot of media people across the country nationally, including Fox, including ESPN. And as good as I think Underwood is going to be, he ain't him right now. I mean, he's got the makeup, he's got the prerequisites, he's got the body, he's got the arm, he's got the speed. But you know what? When you ask a freshman quarterback to be Superman, you better have Batman on one side, you better have the Green Lantern on the other, you better have Wonder Woman in the backfield. And Michigan doesn't have that. You're asking a freshman to be the savior of a program right now. It ain't like Michigan is loaded like Ohio State or even Oregon or Penn State. You got a lot of young fellas at the University of Michigan right now who I think with a bit of seasoning, a year, they're going to be pretty good. All right? Michigan finished 7-5 last year. I thought that was a good season considering that you didn't have the advantage of going out and be able to recruit. But I think, you know what? Say, hey, just let Underwood play. Well, you know what? Sherrone Moore is still kind of fighting for his job there secretly, guys. He's still got to put wins together. He ain't trying to sacrifice wins for a quarterback development because nobody has given him the assurances that he'll be around 2, 3, 4 years from now. True. So he got to win. But when it's all said and done, Michigan's going to be okay. The one question that I have, I don't know what the offensive philosophy is of this team. Sure. Are we the throwback of Jim Harbaugh and a running team first, and we're going to smash it down your throat? Excuse me. Are we the team that we saw against New Mexico where they were letting Underwood kind of throw the ball a little bit? I said, hey, man, they're trying to recruit the wide receivers for next year. I didn't see a lot of that, man, during the course of Saturday night's game. Yep. I don't know what Michigan is trying to be.
Mark, what you think?
First of all, you know I blue, even though I've been sick for a minute, a year, I still bleed blue. I agree with you, Reggie. They don't know what they want to be. There's so many recruits nowadays. We got Underwood. We want to be a throwing team. We're going to throw a lot more. But look at it. They look horrible with they couldn't run the ball. They have no offensive line. They have no receivers. They drop the ball. And then on the other side, the defense, in the first game, let receivers go. And this is back to being last year. I thought they would have improved. I got to tell you, I don't know if Moore can coach. I don't know if the offensive and defense coordinators are good enough for what we want them to be. He can recruit, though. He can recruit, which might mean he's a good assistant. Central Michigan game is going to tell us nothing. It's going to tell us nothing. One good thing about this season, though, they don't have the murder's row that they had last year, and maybe they can get it together. But to see both teams, the Lions and Michigan, almost have the same game, it was quite a depressing weekend for football fans, except for Michigan State. Even USD lost to go to right 35.
Well, USD sucks, so that was always going to happen.
Well, I got to chime in on one thing about Michigan. Well, it didn't help that the tight end was hurt.
Correct.
You know, because he had been using him as a target, and which, you know, he was doing pretty good with him. So he didn't have that tight end to block, and he had that tight end to throw to down the middle.
Yeah.
So, you know, when Klein come back, I think we'll see it different, a little different. Yeah.
But they can't run the ball, guys. They have big plays, but they can't run the ball.
I mean, I think we have to take this in sections. I think one is nobody thought they were going to win this game anyway. So sitting here acting like, you know,
They
this
gonna be
changes
Oklahoma.
something or this is a referendum on
No,
coaching or the team or whatever, I think is completely unfair.
Yes.
I think if they had sat there and got blown out, you know, 48-0, okay, maybe we could start having that conversation. But, you know, it was a one-score game
All into the middle of the
with
fourth
10
quarter.
minutes left. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna crucify them for losing a game most people thought they were gonna lose anyway.
Thank you.
I do agree that there are certainly things that
thank you, Jack.
I think there are definitely things that need to be addressed. I think offensive identity is certainly one. I think what they would prefer to be is multiple. I think they would love to be able to be all things to all people. Like, for example, North Carolina, where Chip Lindsey was last year, was kind of, really was 2 years ago when they had Drake May. But they do not have the offensive line for that right now. They don't have the offensive line pieces to be a smash mouth running team that they would like to be. And they don't have the horses at wide receiver to spread them out and be a spread team. So what we get right now is probably what we've got is going to be this hodgepodge. I think that contrary to them having an offense open up for Bryce, I would have loved to see Bryce throw an interception on Saturday because it would have meant they were trying stuff downfield. It would have meant he was taking chances over the middle of the field. But everything is either a check down or a long bomb, which is okay, I guess, but like run a real offense. If you're going to put it on this kid's shoulders, if you're going to start this kid, play him. Now, Sharon was asked during the week about running Bryce Moore, and his response, I did not like it at all. His response is, if you run your quarterback, you better have two, which technically is correct.
Yes.
And, the season is screwed if Bryce gets hurt. But
Yes.
the Washington Commanders season is screwed if Jay Daniels gets hurt. He ran 15 times last week.
Yep.
The Buffalo Bills season is ruined if Josh Allen runs.
Yeah, but
He gets hurt.
You know what bothers me, and that comment may very well be true. However, to those guys who are playing for you, who are the second and third string, they got to think that, you know what, hey, I can help you win in case our starting quarterback gets hurt.
That's the other thing.
You got to put a little bit of
That
confidence
is other
into
thing.
them, right?
You can't sit up there on the press conference and be like, well, we can't get Bryce hurt because these two up behind him. ain't worth two dead flies.
I've been in Portal already. Man.
Like, bro, I'm not about to play for you when you put me in the game now.
Yeah,
so
that was not a good.
I didn't like that answer for both of those reasons, both the team building aspect and the schematic reason he gave for it.
Yeah.
I think he is correct. Don't get me wrong, but you can't say that one until you need to run him at least 2 or 3 times.
You're proving my point. The game, this may be too big for stage for him.
I'm not putting that on him on a game they were already supposed to lose anyway. And if Bryson got hurt,
I don't care if they lost.
what was the way they lost?
The way they lost.
We lost by 11 points on the road to a top 15 team.
Come on, now.
At night, when's the last time Michigan, besides Ohio State, because they don't count anymore clearly, when's the last time Michigan won against a ranked team on the road?
And with a freshman.
I forget the freshman, ranked team on the road.
Oh, it's been a while. Yeah, it's been a while.
They don't do it. They don't do it.
I mean, but Mark, let's be honest with you. No hyperbole. Were you really expecting Michigan to beat Oklahoma?
No.
Mark Jones, you there? We lost Mark Jones.
So I can understand being frustrated, and I was sitting there watching it. I was frustrated, but at the same time, it was a game nobody expected Michigan to win. It's not like they look. Now they didn't look great, but it's not like they looked like they didn't belong.
Right.
The kids kept playing for each other. They played hard the entire game.
There's some positive things that I saw.
Now, do they need to work on tackling and some fundamental type of stuff?
Absolutely.
Without a doubt. I'm by no means absolving them of needing any work done or blah, blah, blah. But I'm not about to disparage the coaching acumen of this man off a game they were supposed to lose anyway.
Well, look, here's the other part about it. When you're putting a freshman left tackle in out there, unless his name is Penny Sewell, you know what? You might have some long Saturday afternoon.
And then the best lineman got hurt in the middle of the game. There's not a whole lot you can do after that. Now, again, are there ways that both Wink and Chip, it's hilarious that we have these like 1940s ass nicknames for our coordinators.
Leave the Beaver, right?
Yeah. Wink and Chip. Can they put the guys in better situations? Absolutely. Yeah. I think Chip especially. I think Chip is trying to figure out as he goes along what he's able to run, which is not ideal, but I think that's kind of where we are with, shuffling the O-line and having a freshman at quarterback.
Well, look, their secondary is not the strongest this year.
Right.
All right. So once again, you got a lot of young guys. You're getting a lot of time. You probably got maybe 6-7 guys who are going in and out of that secondary during the course of their game, right?
Yep.
When you look at this Michigan team and break it down, yeah, there's talent everywhere.
Yeah.
It's young, fellas. These guys, half these guys last year or 2 years ago were playing high school football, right? Rarely, and you don't understand if you're listening out there, you don't understand what that leap is from a kid playing high school where he is the superlative athlete to now you go up to college and guess what? There's 10 or 12 of you out there. Yeah. You don't understand what that and fail to mention, you know what? Oops, academically, man. You know what?
Yeah,
this is a lot different than what it is in Inkster and Ecorse, man.
Yeah.
Oh man, where's somebody to take my exam for me?
And the kid is only 18.
Just turned 18 for Bryce. We talk about Bryce.
Just turned 18.
Bryce Underwood is incredibly mature for his age, and I think he's taking a lot on and say, yeah, I want to be the savior of this program. I appreciate that, but you know what I'm telling him, son? There's one savior, and as far as I know, he ain't come back for a second time.
Exactly.
It ain't gonna be you.
It's not out of the question if this kid will leave. I guess he can't leave because of the money.
He could absolutely.
Oh, he can leave.
He can leave.
Yeah, he can leave.
He's not a prisoner. He might have to pay something back, or not get something. But yeah, he can leave. Anybody can leave. No, but and then on the other side of the ball, the defensive line, especially, they were talking a whole lot this offseason. There was no drop off, and we're just as deep. We're not as talented at the top, but we've got as much depth. Blah blah blah. This D line looked not good.
They didn't look good, but you know what though? I will tell you this though. Is it the best defense I've seen by a Michigan team? Nope. But you know what? It is a defense that likes to hit, though.
They do like to hit. I would love they would wrap up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because if Hillman wraps up Mateer in the backfield on that third down, they don't score the last touchdown. It's a completely different game.
Hey, Mark, and if you're listening to this one, the Oklahoma quarterback material. Don't be surprised if this guy is
He might
not.
win the Heisman.
I was just about to say, Jack, he may very well be a Heisman Trophy candidate winner for next year. I mean,
Well, I think the defense is defensive lapses. That doesn't mean defense does, but they're young. But they just got to make sure that they first they tackle and then they don't have busted coverages like they did in the first game. I'm just saying.
well, I think a lot of that is going to depend upon the philosophy of Wink, right? Because Wink don't necessarily believe in running a whole bunch of zone coverage out there, man.
I mean, they're children. I mean, we're gonna have coverage for
Yeah.
I mean, that's just what's gonna happen. They're young and they're kids.
You know, Mark, we ain't got you playing man to man
Right,
out
you
there,
know?
man, from the Aardvark days, you know?
I mean,
talking about
we were the Wolverines were blessed with NFL level talent across the board for the past 3-year run, and it was amazing
Yes.
and it was awesome. But I think it also has messed up our expectations a bit.
Yep.
Michigan fans have not had to look at what a college-ass defense looked like since 2020, basically. Because even last year, I had 5 NFL players on it.
Yeah.
I don't know. There might be, right now, there's probably 1 NFL player on this defense, maybe 2, depending on how Rayshon Bay finishes the year out.
Yeah.
And Derek Moore.
You know, I know Michigan fans, and I'm one of them, right? But I think I'm a little bit more realistic. That national championship, Michigan fans so desperately want that not to be the anomaly, right? They want that to be, oh, we're back, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be competing year in, year out. No, you're not.
97 and 23 are the exact same year.
Guess what, guys? You know that team in Columbus? They compete for national
That's how you
championships
reload.
every year.
That's how you reload.
All right, you looking at their squad right now? Ooh, looks like Murderer's Row to me. Hey, you know what? Phil Knight, he got money to make sure they can reload out there in Oregon. All right? Jack's favorite. Oh, go ahead, Mark. I'm sorry.
Oh, we have money to make sure we live low. Just pay somebody.
That's new. That's brand new.
That's brand.
That's brand new.
And Mark, here's the reality of it. Michigan thinks they're that program. They're not. They're that second tier, just like the second tier, like Jared Goff is that second tier quarterback. The University of Michigan is that second tier program. And you're going to get a run for about maybe every 25 or 30 years if you're lucky.
Hey, you talk about my Michigan program, you make me, I got.
Look, history is on my side, Mark.
Michigan historically is a 8-4 to 10-2 type program. That's just what they are. And there have been purple patches that have been excellent, and there have been a couple downturns. But Michigan is historically about a 2 to 4 loss program every year.
And you know what?
Since Bubble. Since Black people have been allowed to play.
That's true. That's true. But Mark, and here's the other part.
2 to 3 loss program, I mean.
No, 4.
Okay, same. I mean, at that point, same difference, right?
So 9-12, 8-4. But Mark, here's what it is. The University of Michigan wants to sell you on the virtues of their graduate programs on the way while they're talking about their football team. Well, you do understand that we have the number 1 med school and business school and dental school and this and that. You know what? Don't nobody care, man. At the end of the day, when I'm watching football, I want you to be gangster and I want you to win. I want you to knock some teeth out, man, and smile at the guy when you do it.
But gentlemen, we got to realize that most of the guys left and went to the pros.
Right.
It's like a freshman type thing right now.
And I assure you that Michigan
It's
will
going to
have,
take about 2 years.
absolutely. And I assure you, Michigan will have 15 guys drafted in Underwood's junior and senior year.
Yes.
I guarantee you, I'll have 15 guys drafted into the pros. But you know what? For Michigan, they're not Ohio State. They don't have the fortune of being able to reload. You don't have the history, for example, of being able to attract wide receivers. Right now, this year is critical. They don't have to have great success at the wide receiver position,
But throw it to them.
but you got to be able to show, hey, man, if you come to Michigan, we're going to throw the ball to you. That's all I really wanted to see in the first game.
Yep.
And so
we got some.
And Sharon Moore has got to be consistent to that, and he's got to be able to show those recruits, you and Underwood, we will have you guys pros in the next 3 years. Now, the most important thing for Sharon Moore it's not about the recruiting. It's not about the X's and O's. It's about, do you have what it takes to develop these kids? I don't necessarily think that Jim Harbaugh was some great quarterback whisperer, right? You know, he gets that kind of recognition from the national media. I don't believe that's what
Jim
he was.
Harbaugh got one quarterback recruit right his entire Michigan tenure,
JJ.
and that was because Ryan Day lied to JJ. That was the only reason JJ ended up at Michigan. JJ was an Ohio State fan growing up, but Ryan Day lied and told him he wasn't going to take a quarterback yet. And then 2 weeks later, he took Kyle McCord. So then JJ was like, "Well, I'm about to go to Michigan and just wreck you for the rest." But he fell into Jim's lap. Jim did not successfully recruit a quarterback his entire tenure.
No. Do me a favor. Let's forget JJ. Who did Jim Harbaugh coach up before JJ that he really changed the projection of this kid?
Rudolph. That's the only one.
A transfer from Iowa, correct?
A sixth-year senior transfer.
So basically, you can almost say that everything was already done, right?
Correct.
So,
Nobody.
It's about the boy that Iowa. I mean, and he developed him more than they gave the job. You know,
He developed him into what? He's at East Tennessee State fighting for a job right now.
but he's developed and he did good for us.
Develop him into what? He's, like I say, he's second string at Eastern Tennessee State right now.
who's that?
Cade McNamara.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, last year he lost his job at Iowa. He didn't get developed, he got carried.
Oh, wow. No, I didn't know that.
I mean, he was starting at Iowa last year. It was awful. It was awful. And then he transferred again. And now he did not even win the starting job at East Tennessee State University.
So it lets you know that the sum of the parts is greater than that.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
The whole is greater than the
he
sum of the
got
parts.
carried.
Hey, I'm a Michigan man through and through. This season ain't no win.
That's right. I'm not worried. I mean,
Agreed.
it didn't look great, sure. But no,
But I didn't expect him to beat
we didn't think it was supposed to be Oklahoma.
In Oklahoma. I didn't expect that.
Thank you.
Let me ask you this.
No way.
Are you expecting Michigan to beat Ohio State this year?
Be honest with the kid, with the freshman kid and their defense, no.
Yeah, not no more.
No.
Before the season started, yes. Even if they are still soft, these boys are a little soft too. I don't like saying it.
Wait a minute, Mark.
Yeah.
Is Michigan going to beat Ohio State this year?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's diehard right there.
Hey, I love it, but
Mark, man, one thing about Mark.
Yeah.
he ride or die.
You know what, man?
He ride or die.
I'm glad to have guys like you around. That means I might still get laid by Halle Berry,
There
right?
you go. Right? You gotta have one person believe.
Man, you guys make me feel better after all.
Look,
man.
I don't know. I think that I think things need to look very different come.
When they go Ohio State.
I mean, just
I'm just changing my mind.
Look,
They
this
playing
is-
good.
Here's the one thing that I will guarantee. Like the Detroit Lions, what you hope for the Detroit Lions is that they don't lose too many games before they
figure it out.
figure it out.
Yeah.
That's the same thing with the University of Michigan this year. All right,
I'm with it.
it's going to be real close. If Michigan becomes a 9-3 football team when you've already lost one, they do have a chance to make a playoff.
Still, yes.
All right, because of the schedule that they have.
Chaos and everybody else
Look,
loses. Yep.
If they lose one more game, all right, and play Ohio State close.
If they lose on the road to USC and they don't get blown out by Ohio State, yeah,
And
they have an argument
and
depending
don't
on whoever else.
and don't lose a humble to Michigan State, which is always possible, right?
Yes, exactly.
Michigan's got plausibility. Say, yeah, we're one of the top 12 teams in the country.
Yeah.
And even if they don't, then they have a great springboard for next year.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I can't stand as a Michigan fan is unrealistic Michigan fans who think this is an incredible program and it's a really, really good program. It's got prestige and actuality are two totally different things. The University of Michigan has as much prestige as any program in the country. Practicality, actuality of what they are as a football program, they're in that second tier.
Michigan is Notre Dame 2.0.
Absolutely.
Well,
Texas 2.0.
I'll agree
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah.
Now, I will say this, Michigan, Ohio State, Alabama, they are the type of program that get, these guys to be pro ready when they get there. But if you look at some of it, come on now, Michigan get guys.
If I'm an
Now,
Michigan does always
look
look
at
out
the
for
quarterback. No, I know we used to talk about quarterbacks, right? Now, you look at JJ, he came in, settled down, he looked like a Michigan quarterback throwing that ball.
Yes.
And guess what? Minnesota is going to be I ain't worried about Green Bay. I'm worried about Minnesota.
Yeah,
They look cheated.
but
I mean, excuse me.
If I were not there, and I was just you in my living room, like you've been, my living room.
oh, you be cussing me out, calling me all sorts of bastards by now.
Because I don't like what you're saying about my.
Well, you know what? Sometimes the
The
truth
truth
hurts,
will
man.
set you free, brother.
But sometimes, Mark, the truth hurts, man. I love the University of Michigan football, but you know what? I absolutely I do not. But I have to be a realist about this program and what it is, man. Hell, what's it?
I'm gonna get out Bill Dalton on you. That'll take care of everything.
Nobody's more true and blue than Bill Dawson when it comes to football.
Bill played for Michigan, didn't he?
No. Just with us in high school. But that being said, though, the University of Michigan is going to be fine. But fans, you have to be realistic about this program. When you're crying into your soup and you can't take it because, ooh, you lost Oklahoma, you're supposed to lose Oklahoma.
This looked just like
Lloyd.
This looks just like Lloyd.
Lloyd was better than that.
No, he wasn't. Not in 95 and 96, he wasn't.
Yeah, this is
In 97, that was his third year, which this is not Sharon's. He almost got fired.
If you take the championship year away from Lloyd Carr, he's a 9-3, 8-4.
I'm not even going to do that to him. I'm just talking about the very first 2 years. He took over from Moeller when Gary got fired.
Yeah.
He took over a well-oiled machine that had already been recruited and blah, blah, blah. And he didn't do the best job with it, but he did a solid job. And then, so that was 95.
Well, good. If that's the case, then you got to give it up, Sharon.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Because he's got less than what Lloyd had.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Yes. 96, he had a very good team, but low-key underachieved. And they were about to get him up out of there. And Greasy got in trouble. And they had to suspend him and do all this other nonsense. And then Lloyd got, I don't want to say lucky because that sounds negative. But Lloyd had a really good season with a really good senior-laden team. And he turned it into a national championship that did not involve having to beat Alabama in the Rose Bowl, nor did it involve another game after that. He had to beat Ryan Leaf. And then he proceeded to go 8-4 to 10-2 the rest of his career.
Don't remember Lloyd in the month of November competing for a national championship again.
Never. No, one time, 06.
06.
And then we got blew off the field.
That was the Mike Hart year, right?
Yeah, Mike Hart's last year. That was when Sean Crable decided he didn't want to be
That's not
disciplined.
when both Schumacher died?
That was the year
Schumacher died.
Bo Schumacher died, yes.
Correct.
Yes. That was Lloyd's best season outside of 97.
Because he was number 2. He was number 2. Ohio State was number 1.
And we got blew off the field.
Yeah, and that was the last time they competed for it.
And then USC blew us. No, was that Vince Young after that? Or was that USC again? We got blew out the next game, too. Oh, no, was that when we beat Florida? Which pissed me off. I think that year we beat Florida and beat Tim Tebow, running the most beautiful offense we'd ever run in my lifetime at that point. And I was like, where was this 3 weeks ago?
Yep.
But yeah, Lloyd Carr, or Sharon Moore is on the Lloyd Carr track as of this season and right now, with less talent around him than Lloyd had year 2.
That's true.
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, in case you don't know, you are listening to Dabo Presents Bullseye Sports. We're kind of running into the home stretch as it stands right now. We're going to take about a minute and a half, 2-minute interlude. We'll be right back.
Anyway, cheers. And we got to talk about the Tigers front office.
You're gonna say cheers.
Yeah, block my man. Oh, yeah, block my
Did
man.
you see the article
That came
about
from video.
the Tigers front office?
No.
Video play said cheers.
Oh, yeah. This is our human interest story.
Exactly. Are we allowed? Before, I guess we should check. Are we allowed to?
Hey, Mark Jones, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Hey, can we talk about the front office issues with the Detroit Tigers?
Go ahead.
All right.
Don't hang up though.
Okay. All right. Heard.
All right, man.
I'm gonna put Luther.
Plausible deniability. That's what.
Hey, man, I wouldn't know him, man. It was some other two rascals.
I ain't mad at it.
I don't even know him, man.
Who is show?
Reggie Walker, that black motherfucker, I ain't never met him in my life. What?
Jack Barkwell. Ain't he dead? His son. Oh no.
Oh, the only Barkwell I knew was a white guy, man, from
Yeah,
Gilligan's Island,
it's
right?
another one of them? Oh no.
Oh, man.
Jack Barkwell. I went to school with Barkwell. That ain't him. Jimmy say fastest. 90 minutes.
Yeah. So we'll take this to about 8:15 or so.
15, yeah.
Oh, and we still got to do betting segment too.
We might as well get the bet. We can talk about them like for 5 or 6 minutes.
Okay.
And then we'll do that. Yeah. Luke, I'm ready when you are. Good evening, Detroit. We are back. Dabo presents Detroit Bullseye Sports. We've got Jack, Jimmy, Hollywood, Luke, Reggie, pardon me. I think Jimmy and Mark have taken their talents elsewhere this evening, but we've got a couple more segments for it for you to enjoy. Although I don't know about enjoy is the right word for this next topic, but it is in the news today. It was a huge story in The Athletic, New York Times. Apparently, there is quite a bit of bad behavior, we'll say, going on in the Detroit Tigers front office.
Yep.
To be fair, I don't know if we can necessarily limit it to just Detroit Tigers. I think it's Illich's Sports and Entertainment.
Taking dumps where they eat, man. Not a good idea.
Man, my daddy used to say, and my mama continues to say, never dip your pen in company ink. And this sounds like they done spilled it all over the place.
We are on a podcast. For those of you who don't know, Illich employees never take a shit where you have to eat, man. Just not a good idea.
Ever, under any circumstance. And then to compound it, it has been reported, it has been alleged that it is essentially a frat boy culture.
Well, you know what? We're going a little bit ahead of ourselves. So, Jack, break it down for us.
Well, there are at least 6 people accused. I don't even know if named is right, but there are at least 6 staffers accused of various bad behavior, ranging from tawdry comments to groping to full-on sexual assault happening in the office, rampant drug use, kind of the works. Drinking on the job, female employees being told not to wear certain outfits because they're distracting to other members of the team.
Yeah, that sounds like something I would say.
Which when it's a private company, sometimes you can get away with that kind of stuff, but it does not appear that they are going to be able to get away with it, which, to be clear, is the desired outcome.
Did I hear correctly? There's a total of 6 employees?
6 employees accused. We do not know the extent of how many victims there are, nor do we know if this is the extent. Typically, these type of things, fish rots from the head. I don't know where the buck stops. I think it's probably more of a lack of institutional control type thing rather than a full-on culture, I would like to hope. But it's not a good look, especially in light of how well the team is doing. This just invites a distraction and invites scrutiny. And it's awful. We are still in 2025 dealing with men in power doing something they're supposed to do. And I know we get a little loose with the jokes here sometimes,
Oh, we do.
but I also know that, like, in real life, we respect women and we
Absolutely.
don't engage in behavior such as this. I don't know. It's just a really bad look for the organization to see. What do you think, Raj?
To be honest with you, Jack, and I'm being very serious, I'm betwixt and between.
Heard.
All right.
Yeah.
Here's what I also know that happens in the workplace. There are women. I'm going to play devil's advocate with you.
Sure.
May I repeat? This is not what I know. This is simply speculation on my part. There are women who sometimes in the workplace are very full aware of their sexuality and how it affects those around them. And they'll take that and push that to the very limits in order to progress and find themselves upward bound in an organization. I oftentimes wonder when women face these type of allegations, I've always felt as a man that if a woman addresses that behavior sternly in the beginning and lets a man know, I have zero interest, I'm happily this, I'm happily that, whatever it may be. You know what? It deflates the ego of the male, and the male finds himself on his best behavior. That being said, though, all right, a woman has the right to dress however she may want to in the workplace, as long as her bosses find it appropriate. It is not for her peers to find it inappropriate. Look, if it turns you on, that's your problem. Keep it to yourself. Go to the bathroom, right?
Yeah.
It's just bottom line.
Just grow up, right?
You know, and there's a lot of things that we just don't know at this point in time. I want to know, for example, how long did these?
I got a couple graphs I want to read real quick.
Go ahead.
So, first paragraph, at least 8 men employed by the Detroit Tigers, its business arm or broadcast partner, have been accused of misconduct toward women since 2023. So this is not like this has been a long-standing, quote-unquote, long-standing issue.
Last year and a half.
It seems to be an acute time frame, including 4 vice presidents and 2 other high-ranking employees. 7 of those 8 were accused of mistreating women employed by Illit Sports and Entertainment. Allegations range from offensive comments and physical confrontation. 6 of the 8 have resigned or were fired or did not have their contracts renewed, beginning last November. 1 vice president was still employed by the team, but was suspended after being contacted by the Athletic, reaching out to investigate the story. The Athletic began investigating the organization in late April after Tigers assistant general manager Sam Menzin abruptly resigned after 13 years with the team. If you remember, Menzin was one of Scott's guys, super young, he's only 34. Tigers did not disclose why he left, but the Athletic reported that Menzin departed after an internal investigation found he sent lewd, unsolicited photos to multiple women who worked for the team. So it seems like this new boys culture is fairly new. Hopefully it can get rooted out quickly, but I think that speaks to a couple of things. I think it speaks to one, dudes are like still weird, right? Like we have not rooted out like weird dudes out of society yet.
Well, look, you know what? Let's be real about it. It's a guy who's got a certain amount of power and he's using that power. And you know what? You say, hey, if you want to play, I can help you get along in this environment, right? But you set yourself up and you're making everybody else look bad. This guy will never find himself in Major League Baseball again. He might as well go get a job at Arby's or something like that. So the question becomes, we've got sexual assault, we've got inappropriate language.
We've got an allegation of one of these employees allegedly was involved in a relationship with a subordinate, which those are obviously frowned upon. But,
okay, so if you're involved with a relationship.
But then, hold on.
Go ahead.
Got into a screaming match with one of these women at work.
Dummy.
And pushed her down a flight of stairs.
Maybe that's just a bad report.
Right? I'm
sorry. That's
we're not laughing at
the
allegation, at the act. What is shocking is like how blatant, right? Like you're at work.
And you're a dumbass.
You're just like a flat out dumbass,
yeah,
right?
You're just a plain dumbass, man.
It's I want to say it's shocking, but I'm not shocked.
Look, what the male of our species will do to get laid has no bounds, man. And you know what? When guys find themselves in a workplace and they have a little bit of power, they will use that power if it means, you know what, they can get off.
This article is long as hell.
Yeah, see, I'm looking at it.
I would take it. I would ask everybody that's watching or going to watch to check this article out. This is honestly one of the longer things I've ever seen on the Athletic. That's not like a full-on, feature piece.
You know, what's funny is, Jack,
This is 50 paragraphs.
as bad as the allegations may be, it doesn't make me think any less of the Detroit Tigers. It makes me think that this is a somewhat isolated incident within their organization. That can happen anywhere.
I can agree with that.
Now, see, what the Detroit Tigers did not understand, what they should have been is sued for bias. Because when you hire women in the workplace, you try to hire the ugliest freaking women that you can get, man. Women that nobody wants to F with. And if you do that, you'll be in great shape.
These views, et cetera, et cetera.
Hey, it works, guys. It works. Why do you think Hollywood's still here?
Let's pick some games right quick.
All right, yeah, let's go.
Let's pick some games, man. Reggie gonna get us fired anyway, but that's okay. All right, so we've got a pretty full slate.
Yes, sir.
So we're gonna try and make this real quick.
You know what? We got to come back the following week too and comment on how we did. You weren't here last week.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
All right. Michigan versus Central. Hold on. Let me get a line for this because I do kind of want to know if they're gonna cover.
Obviously, Michigan wins, but we got to do this based upon the line.
Right. Give me 30 seconds. Probably less.
You know what? This game right here should be an easy one for Michigan.
It better be.
Right? It better be.
Yeah.
Michigan.
This should be an easy game this year as far as the spread is concerned. You know what? Michigan coming off the
27.5. So 4
Michigan.
touchdowns.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean Central's not good.
Give me the points.
Go
I'm taking Michigan.
I'll take Michigan.
All right, same. Michigan State versus Youngstown State. That spread.
I'm taking Michigan State.
What's the spread? See, you know what? That's a trap game because there are teams like Youngstown State that end up playing FCS schools pretty tight, man. So you know what? What's the spread on this, Jack?
That spread, hold on, is not listed. That's crazy. I'm
taking Michigan State.
They took it off the board?
It is not on the board, at least on FanDuel.
Oh.
So take that what you will.
So we must have some players betting on the game then.
We'll set it internally, we'll set it at 28 as well. 27.5.
Give me Youngstown State.
Ooh.
Oh.
Give me Youngstown State.
Reggie.
No, you know what? Wait a minute. Because you know what? This past weekend, you had some games that, teams were playing incredibly close. And to me, here's the other part about it. Kids are going up and down as far as like schools now. Yep. Kids will leave a big time program just so they can get playing time at another place that may be a North Dakota State, right? Yep. So they can then transfer back into a higher D1 program again.
Or East Tennessee State.
Yeah, or Southern Florida or whatever it is.
Right. Speaking of which, great segue, Rick. Excellent segue. University of Southern Florida has to go into the Orange Bowl, well, the former Orange Bowl, I don't even know what they call it now, to face number 5 Miami Hurricanes. Hurricanes are getting 17.5.
University of Southern Florida is a good football team.
Mm-hmm.
I think Miami gets a little high on their own supply.
Yep.
Give me University of Southern Florida.
Ooh.
I'm taking Miami.
I think this is the year Miami puts it together, and if so, they're going to have to show it on Saturday. So I'm going to go Miami.
All right.
I don't love it because 18 is a lot. 17.5, but 18 is a lot.
Yeah, that University of Southern Florida team has impressed me, and I've seen them twice thus far.
Yeah.
They're a good football team. Don't let that name that you may not recognize and think they're a rinky-dink program. They're not. And that coach is going somewhere, too.
In our final college game, we've got Texas A&M got to go traveling north to South Bend to take on the Golden Domers, Notre Dame Fighting Irish, Touchdown Jesus, the old Shillelagh, all of that. Notre Dame getting 6.5.
Got to take Notre Dame in this case. Let me tell you something about Notre Dame right now. After losing their first game in the season, they pretty much know we're going to have to annihilate everybody going into the rest of the season because that's what the expectation is going to be. Yeah. Give me Notre Dame all day long.
Give me Notre Dame. I'll take Notre Dame, yes.
I don't want to pick Notre Dame because I have standards, but
I like that brother as a coach, though, man.
yeah, and I'll never pick Texas A&M until they prove it. So
that's a program that's had a bunch of money floating around them, and yet they still can't get together.
Yeah, I think Elko might be able to get it done. Like in general, I think he's a good coach, but I don't know, they're insane. So he's gonna have to like just hold on until he gets it all together.
Yeah.
Because they had those two really great recruit classes, but they had most of them leave. Most of those kids transferred out.
Yep.
So he's even still rebuilding that. All right, now we are going to move on to the most important games, especially according to Hollywood, because we've got to talk about the Lions. Chicago comes to Detroit for the 1:00 game. Lions are favored by 6.5.
You know what? I will take the Lions, giving the Bears 6.5. Lions whip up on the Chicago Bears.
Me too. Lions.
Yeah, I'm going Lions too. I think it's going to get a little ugly, honestly.
Yeah.
I think they, not revenge, but the Ben Johnson game, and
I think it's still true that since Dan Campbell's first season, they haven't lost back-to-back games.
Okay.
Right?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, they haven't lost back-to-back
And
games
home
since the
opener.
first season.
Right.
Fort
They
Field's
have
going to be
back-to-back
insane.
games. And home opener.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That place going to be rocking.
Yep.
A matchup that will be important going forward. We've got the Washington Commanders traveling to Lambeau. Battle of two young black quarterbacks. Gotta love it. We're going to get a ton of those this year since half the starting quarterbacks in the league are brothers this year. But the Packers are favored by 3.5. So this is essentially a toss-up.
Ooh, I think this is the toughest game of the. You know what? I hate to say it. I think this version of the Green Bay Packers, this team is for real, man. They ain't got a lot of apparent weaknesses. You know what? Even though I think the Lions' wide receiving core is better than the Packers, man, that Packers wide receiver core is deep, man, and they just keep coming at you. You know what? Give me the Pack.
Give me Washington.
I'm going to go with the Pack, but only because it's at home.
Yeah.
Only because it's at home. And the last one, we've got a Super Bowl rematch. The Chiefs host the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles are favored by 1.5 on the road.
Hey, Kelsey, it's a good thing she's a billionaire, man, because you got somebody to take care of you. Because this year, it's over. It's over, brother.
Once he took out Worthy.
Move over Beethoven, because mom was coming home.
When he took Worthy out the game, I said, oh, it's going to be one of those seasons, huh?
It's a bad luck Chuck rock here, man.
Yeah. Kansas City.
Okay, Hollywood taking Kansas. I'm taking the Eagles, man. I'm sorry. I love my boys, but
I'm taking the Eagles, man.
The way we looked against the Eagles last time,
it'll be a close game.
And we got worse, I think.
Take the Eagles.
Yeah, that is not going to be a fun way to spend my afternoon. I'm actually thankful that it's 4:00 game, so I don't have to wait until Sunday night or Monday to get that out of the way. Because that's going to get ugly.
Yeah.
And those are the picks.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, as our cohort James Wardell would say, this is about the fastest hour and a half in sports talk radio. Thank you very much for tuning in to Dabo Presents Detroit Bullseye Sports. We'll be back next week, same place, same time, same back channel. As usual, I don't care if you got to bring that baby up on stage. Get up there, girl.
Good night, Detroit.
All right.
Oh, man.
Good show.
That was a good show. Mm-hmm.